Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Nishtha Agrawal and today I have the honor of having Dr. Shivam with me, and together we have created a complete roadmap for NEET PG 2025. So I hope you guys benefit from it. Before starting, just to give you an introduction of myself, my name is Dr. Nishtha Agrawal. I did my MBBS from Maulana Azad Medical College, New Delhi, and I secured a rank of 687 in NEET PG this year in my internship attempt. I also got AIR 42 in NEET UG and rank 71 in AIMS. So,
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shiva Madura and I've completed my MBBS from King George's Medical College, and then I secured a rank of 9th in NEET PG 2020 exam, and then I did my MD Medicine from Maulana Azad Medical College, and now I'm doing my DM Cardiology from AIMS, and I also have my YouTube channel with the name of a Heart Doctor, and today we'll together guide you for the NEET PG 2025 exam as well as the INESET 2025 exam.
okay. So guys, before starting, the purpose of this video is to give you a push because now that November INICET is over, this is the time to really push ourselves. Abhi, the time for keeping it slow has passed away. So now is the time to really buckle ourselves up. Tentatively, INICET, see, INICET May 2025 is supposed to be held on May 18th. So we have given you tentative date of NEET PG as well of 15th May. So let's try to create a planner till 15th of May and incorporate as many revisions as possible. So that gives us approximately 6 months if we start from today. And lastly, before delving into the video, I just want to say that it's never too late. So start today, start now, and you can do it.
I'll discuss about the planner. So starting with the preparation, so there would be two categories of students. One would be interns who are giving their fresh attempt, and another would be repeaters. First of all, we'll discuss about the interns or the students with the fresh attempt. So you will be having 6 months from 1st of December. So we'll divide these 6 months into like first 90 days for the first revision, which I really think is the most important part. So you cannot just cut short it and you cannot just try to complete your first revision in 40, 50 days. Take your time, see videos, try to build the concept because that would help you get a great rank. So your 50% of the syllabus would be 50% of the marks that you can get would be decided in the first revision only. So जो आपके रटने वाले questions हैं that would be for further revision, but the concept would be built in this first revision. So take your time, take at least 90 days, try to see the videos, don't just skip to the notes directly, and try to build the concept. उसके बाद second revision is important in the sense that you will now focus on the रटने वाला part and you will just focus on the GTs as well. So from second revision onset, you can just take your time, 45 days for the second revision, and you can just also give GTs, start giving GTs in the second revision as well. And for further revisions, that these are quick revisions for mainly the Ratne wala part, and that should be a revision of 25 days and the fourth revision of 7 days. So in these, your rank will boost up because of the things ki jo volatile चीजें you will remember them in the those last revisions. So your strategy should be कि you should give one first revision for 90 days and build concept in there, and then from second revision onset start giving GTs and focus on the Ratne wala part. For the people who are giving their repeat attempt or in the middle of the preparation, your first revision you can just cut short it because you must have in the between of your videos or you have prepared the notes, so you can just focus on that and take at least 75 days. अगर आप पहले भी खत्म कर रहे हो because you have started preparing early, you can just do that. उसके बाद your second revision again, because these initial revisions take time because you are not used to the notes, so you can just take your time अपना second revision में. And the important thing is कि you should start giving GTs from the second revision. बहुत सारे लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि we can't give GTs until we are very confident, या फिर एक GT देते हैं and people think कि हमारी रैंक अच्छी नहीं है तो we should not give GTs अभी, and we can just take our time and do 3 4 revisions and then start giving GTs, but वो time नहीं आता. So you should start giving GTs starting से ही and start solving questions starting से ही. Then
Actually,
again,
Stephen, I would say कि baseline GT भी सबको देना चाहिए whenever you're starting your preparation, and even in first revision आप GTs दे सकते हो, उसकी frequency बहुत कम रखो, let's say आप महीने में एक GT दे रहे हो, but you can still give a GT in your first revision as well.
yeah, एक्चुअली एंड क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस के भी आई रियली थिंक कि बहुत सारे लोगों को लगता है कि फर्स्ट रिवीजन में यू कांट प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन, तो क्यू बैंक भी साथ के साथ सॉल्व करना इज रियली इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज then also your mind would come to know ki what kind of questions can be asked, and then only your mind would focus on those important things in the notes. So question solving you should definitely start with your first revision, and GTs you can start giving from first revision, but definitely from second revision you should give GTs regularly. And again, for the repeaters we were discussing, so the third revision can be from 25 days to a month, and last two quick revisions are really needed. And since you are revising from the long time, so you can spare time for last two quick revisions. And these quick revisions are mostly for the volatile part. And अगर आपने 20th copy भी बनाई है, then you can just revise them in the last month.
Also, I would just like to add that the time to make the 20th copy या आप कोई भी concise short notes जिस पे भी जा रहे हो is not the first revision. So first revision का time we have given थोड़ा सा extensive ताकि like sir rightly said you can build your concepts सबसे पहले, and उसके बाद जब आप second third revision में जाते हो then you can do your short notes or your you can start making a 20th copy and whatever you want, क्योंकि first revision में whenever we are starting सब कुछ important लगता है उस टाइम पे, तो कुछ भी याद नहीं होता. So हाँ, all right. Okay, this is just a quick subject-based analysis. So, this is we've divided the subjects into four categories. So, first is subjects जिनमें energy बहुत कम लगती है, मतलब easy है पढ़ना उनको थोड़ा, लेकिन output बहुत ज़्यादा है in terms of number of questions asked. So, bracket में we have given the number of approximately question which have been asked past 5-6 years में. For example, in physiology there were 6-7 questions, in biochemistry 12-13 questions, and so on. So those less energy, more output subjects are the subjects that you really, really need to focus on. You cannot miss out on those. So those are physio, biochem, microbio, forensics, peds, ortho, and derma. Why I have not kept other short subjects, that is radio, psych, anesthesia in that, because the number of questions asked is very less. So you can give it less energy and the output will also be less. So you do not have to invest like much time in it. But these subjects you should make sure that you know it by heart, because a lot of questions are asked and the strike rate is close to 100%. So very less chances that any question from these subjects and you will do wrong. This is the category of more energy, more output. So the subjects from which a lot of questions are asked, and they demand you to sit with them and you have to read them अच्छे से. So those are anatomy, pathology, pharma, PSM, surgery, and obs gynae. Now again, these are the subjects. अगर ये subjects आपके weak है, so please इनके concepts build करो. Do not find shortcuts for them, क्योंकि these are the subjects जिनमें से for example surgery OBG 20 to 25 questions are asked every day. You cannot afford to miss out on these subjects. So इनके बैठ के अच्छे से concepts build होने चाहिए and याद होना चाहिए. ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग को और अंडरस्टैंडिंग वाले सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, अगर ये समझ नहीं आए तो फिर सॉल्व नहीं होगा, तो इनको बैठ के आई वुड वी वुड एडवाइस दैट यू शुड फोकस ऑन द अंडरस्टैंडिंग. एंड दिस लास्ट कैटेगरी इज द सब्जेक्ट्स व्हिच आर लाइक मोर एनर्जी लेस आउटपुट. सो अगेन इसका मतलब ये नहीं है ये सब्जेक्ट्स छोड़ दो. एंड माई फिफ्थ मेडिसिन है. सो ऑल्दो मेडिसिन से क्वेश्चन स्टार्स आर 20+, बट मेडिसिन इज कवर्ड कहीं ना कहीं इन फिजियोलॉजी, पैथो, फार्मा, माइक्रो, पीएसएम, सर्जरी. हर सिस्टम कहीं ना कहीं कवर्ड है. कोर मेडिसिन के जो टॉपिक्स बचते हैं दैट इज लाइक बस ईसीजी, कार्डियो, न्यूरो, एबीजी, थोड़ा बहुत रोमैट एंड एंडोक्राइन विच इज लाइक कोर मेडिसिन. अदरवाइज जीआई, नेफ्रो, ऑल ऑफ दीज सिस्टम्स आर कवर्ड कहीं ना कहीं. सो मेडिसिन भी पढ़नी है, नॉट टू से दैट मेडिसिन छोड़ दिया, बट मेडिसिन को पढ़ने में आप एक अच्छे से पढ़ने में जितना टाइम इन्वेस्ट करोगे, ट्राई कि मेडिसिन को उस एंगल से पढ़ो पढ़ो कि हाँ ये टॉपिक्स को अच्छे से पढ़ना है, बाकी को ठीक है आपने थोड़ा बहुत देख लिया. सेम विद ईएनटी ऑफ्थाल पढ़ना है, लेकिन इफ इट कम्स टू द पॉइंट कि आप जब रिवीजन में हो अपने एंड आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा कि टाइम नहीं मिल रहा, सो दीज आर द सब्जेक्ट्स यू कैन डू क्विकली.
So that was my strategy also कि मेरे को भी ऐसा लगता था कि these short subjects are rank deciding, because medicine surgery can't decide your rank. So these short subjects like FMT, pediatrics, ortho and derma, these are really rank deciding, and most of us don't focus on these subjects क्योंकि हमने यूजी टाइम पे पढ़े नहीं होते, एंड हमें उस टाइम पे बहुत न्यू लग रहे होते हैं, एंड वी जस्ट ट्राई टू स्किप देम. बट सब्जेक्ट लाइक ऑर्थो एंड डर्मेटोलॉजी, इसमें even if you read from rapid revision, you can clear all the questions. So that's the beauty of these subjects, and these are really rank deciding. You can't score 20 out of 20 in medicine, but you can definitely score full marks in these subjects.
Okay, all right. So this here we have discussed a very tentative broad timeline with you. Now we are going to discuss how to actually create a planner for yourself. So see, first you have to start with your weak or short subjects. That is like how I did it. It is nothing is ideal. You may choose any subject that you want, but it's a good idea if you are starting with your weak or short subjects ताकि वो जल्दी जल्दी हो जाते हैं. Short subjects और weak subjects जो हैं उनमें आपको time भी लगता है. And then you can intersperse them with your long subjects. ठीक है? This is just a snapshot of the kind of planner I created for myself. So एक कैलेंडर में जाके सबसे पहले आप मेजर टाइमलाइंस अपने डिसाइड करो दैट इस टाइमलाइन तक फर्स्ट रिवीजन कंप्लीट करना है अब तक सेकेंड रिवीजन कंप्लीट करना है एन एग्जाम्पल दैट सर इज जस्ट गिवन यू बिफोर. उसके बाद हर सब्जेक्ट की एक टेंटेटिव टाइमलाइन बनाओ कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल एनाटॉमी में 5 दिन चाहिए बायोकेम में 4 दिन चाहिए ठीक है एंड उसको अपने प्लानर में ऐसे पूरा मार्क कर दो कि ठीक है सबसे पहले मुझे फार्मैक करनी है उसके बाद मुझे अफ्थाल करनी है उसके बाद मुझे पैथ करना है ठीक है. अपने बीच बीच में अप्रोप्रिएट बफर डेज दो एंड ऑल्सो प्लान योर जीटी डेज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हर महीने में आप शुरुआत के फर्स्ट जब रीडिंग में हो एक महीने में एक जीटी भी हो दैट इज गुड इनफ. सो एक महीने में एक जीटी अलॉन्ग विद बफर डेज की हर 15 दिन में एक दिन का बफर डेज बेसिकली आइदर जो इससे पहले का हुआ है अगर वो कुछ छूट गया है टॉपिक तो वो उस दिन कवर कर लो और अगर सब कुछ हो चुका है योर प्लानर इज ऑन ट्रैक देन यू कैन जस्ट टेक अ चिल डे. And also very important for interns, since I did my internship, I did my PG with internship only. So what I used to do is I used to align my subjects with the posting I am having. For example, अगर medicine चल रहा है तो उस टाइम पे मैं medicine, pharma, path, medicine align subjects पढ़ लेती थी. Also अगर मुझे पता है कोई बहुत hectic posting है, so I would just steer away from कि कोई ऐसा subject जो मेरा बहुत weak है जिसमें बहुत time लगेगा, तो उसको बाद के थोड़े खाली टाइम पे पढ़ूंगी in the break posting or in the short postings. This is also a 3 column planner which we have created. So it's also very easy. या तो आप ऐसे कैलेंडर में बना सकते हो और what you can do is you can just create 3 columns. First column में you can write your subject. Second column में you write the tentative timeline. कि for example biochemistry में you need 4 days or 5 days. So 1st to 4th of December you decided कि biochemistry करोगे. Now in the third column, very important, you need to write what to do. You need to have a clear idea in your head that what needs to be done for that particular subject. And you write that in your priority order. For example, rapid revision के notes मुझे पढ़ने हैं बायोकेम के बीटीआर बोनस बीटीआर ऐसे बीटीआर 2.0 आ गया मान लो बुक करना है एंड प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन करना है ठीक है. अगेन दिस इज नो आइडियल वे दिस इज जस्ट एन एग्जाम्पल हाउ यू कैन डू अ सब्जेक्ट हाउ यू कैन अप्रोच अ सब्जेक्ट. सो यू मेक दैट फॉर ऑल योर 19 सब्जेक्ट्स. तो आपके पास एक पेपर पे एक क्लियर स्ट्रैटेजी क्लियर प्लान होगा इस सब्जेक्ट के लिए इतने दिन दिए हैं दीज मेनी डेज यू हैव अलॉटेड टू वन सब्जेक्ट एंड दिस इज ऑल यू हैव टू कंप्लीट इन दैट सब्जेक्ट. And now you just wake up every day and you stick to what today is in your schedule. That's it. Then you forget whatever rest of the things you have planned because everything is there on the paper. Now you wake up today, now you see, okay, 1st of December, what is the target for today? I have to complete that target and move on to next day.
So for interns, I would also like to say कि when I was an intern, at that time only the Marrow app came. So it really helped me because during internship, during a difficult posting, you can just solve QBank or PYQs in your phone, and it's really helpful because you can just study notes while walking, but while collecting reports or going to the wards, you can just solve the QBank, and in that way you can get your QBank completed. Otherwise, QBank के लिए अलग से time निकालना, it's like a waste of time. आपको ऐसा लगता है बहुत बार कि you're sitting in library and just solving QBank and not revising, so you can just solve the QBank while going to wards or while working in the wards. So, as we have already discussed about the timeline, so now let us discuss about the first reading that you should be completing in like 90 days for the freshers or 75 to 80 days for the repeaters. So we'll just discuss about the tentative timeline for each subject. Although we know कि हाँ 90 days में first reading complete करनी है, but most of us need validation कि are we on the right track? Or sometimes also if we don't have targets, we lose track. So ऐसा भी हो जाता है कि first revision keeps on going for 5 6 months and you can't afford it because you have only 6 months. So for tentative timeline starting with the long subject, so medicine you should give at least 6 to 7 days, but not more than that. You can't just give 15 to 20 days for medicine because most of it would be covered in pathology and pharmacology as well. And medicine is not such a high output subject as well because although the 20 to 25 questions would be asked, but kitna bhi aap medicine पढ़ लो, you can't score whole of the questions, right? So don't give more time to medicine, but at the same time, you can't give less time because it's a major subject and definitely 20 to 25 questions would be asked from medicine. For surgery, again, 6 to 7 days, but again, surgery is a little on the higher side. It gives high output, but again, the videos and the syllabus would be less. So since it's on the higher output side, you have to give 6 to 7 days to surgery and obsgyny as well. For subjects like and first year subjects like anatomy, biochemistry, and physiology, again anatomy is a high output subject, and anatomy की जो understanding है would help you again in surgery as well. So don't try to skip anatomy part. अगर videos नहीं पूरे हुए हैं तो take 1 day more, but try to see all of the videos. And again, biochemistry is also a subject जिसमें you can score well. So give at least 4 to 5 days to biochemistry. And physio, the less time for physio is because the physio would be covered again in pathology and medicine as well. And you can just understand physiology by directly reading notes, and you can just skip some videos as well.
फिजियो
For pathology,
इतनी
pharmacology,
सब्जेक्ट है सर, फिजियो एक बार पढ़ के फिर याद रह जाता है, वो इतना उसको बार बार रटने की
हाँ
जरूरत भी नहीं रहती।
वही वही and physio में you can just understand things ऐसे direct notes पढ़ के भी just don't need videos. And for pathology and pharmacology, these are the core subjects. Matlab, when we were in our second year MBBS also, we were told that these are the core subjects and these will definitely decide your rank in NEET PG as well as how good a doctor you would be. So these are the subjects you should focus. You should see each and every videos of these subjects and try to build concept. अगर उस time पे कोई concept नहीं समझ आ रहा, you can just discuss it with someone or see the video again. But take your time because these subjects would definitely determine your marks in these subjects also as well as in the subjects like medicine and surgery. For microbiology, again, you need time for the first revision also and for subsequent revisions also because it is the most volatile subject. So give your time in the first revision, try to build concept, but again, in the second or subsequent revisions, this would be the subject that would take more of your time. For forensic, again, although questions asked would be 9 to 10, but again, it's the most scoring subject. There are fixed questions. You would getting a question from a toxicology part, you would be getting a question from IPC or something. So these are fixed questions, and this is the same pattern that is repeated every year. You just focus on forensic because it's again a very high output subject. For PSM, again, you need a lot of time. It's a vast subject. You can just divide PSM into infectious part again, which would be covered in microbiology, and in core PSM part like epidemiology, etc. And you can just focus more on epidemiology part in PSM because it's again a scoring subject and it's very conceptual thing. Like epidemiology, you can understand, build concept, and solve questions. Statistics and epidemiology, these are the part that you can build concept on and solve questions. So you just focus on these part and see videos of these parts specifically. Okay. So for ENT and ophthalmology, these are short subjects. So you can just give 3.5 days to it. Then again coming to radiology, because radiology would be covered again in other subjects like medicine, surgery. So you don't need to give more time on radiology. You can just read about the basic radiology that is a part of core radiology and just skip other parts for the other subjects. So can just give 1 day for radiology. For anesthesiology, again, you can just give 1 to 2 days because a lot of it would be covered in pharmacology as well. You can just focus on the core anesthesia part like the circuits. And for derma and ortho, I would really recommend to give a lot of time because these are the subjects जो आपने UG में नहीं पढ़े अच्छे से, and these are really subjects जिसमें you can score really good marks. So focus on derma and ortho. The questions asked would be really simple and directly from the notes. So just take your time, read, पहले first see the videos, read your notes, and in subsequent revisions also just focus on these subjects a lot. So psychiatry, it's more of a conceptual subject. See the videos and you will understand the thing. Then in subsequent revisions, you won't find it really volatile. For pediatrics, again, it was one of my favorite subjects. So you can just see videos, build your concepts. So if in the first revision you would build really good concepts, in subsequent revisions you would realize कि in the subjects which are conceptual, you don't need to spend a lot of time. Like in pediatrics, you don't need to spend a lot of time. You just have to uh, go through the volatile part and you can just skip the conceptual part. Similarly, in medicine and subjects like Physiology, you don't need to give a lot of time in your subsequent revisions if you have understand them well in the first revision.
Yeah,
Now
even
coming on to the
even
individual.
for PSM and surgery obscini for that matter, जो जितने भी understanding I guess वाले subjects हैं, once you build the concepts of it, the next revisions would be subsequently very easy. But like sir rightly said, for subjects like derma, ortho, anatomy, micro, you're always going to need more number of days even in the revision part. So yeah.
And that's the thing people used to ask me ki, how did you completed your 5 to 6 revisions. So that was my strategy, that I spent a lot of time in my first revision, and in subsequent revisions these subjects which I had a great concept about, उनमें मेरे को बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं लगता था. Like for revising medicine in the second and third revision I had taken only 1 day, and for subjects like derma, ortho, psychiatry, these subjects were the volatile ones, so I focused on these in my subsequent revision. And for the conceptual thing, I just covered it in my first revision only. So, as the timeline that we have discussed, उसके according you can complete your 19 subjects in 80 to 81 days. And for like in between, you can just give GT at every month in your first revision, and in subsequent revision, you can just start giving GT at every 10th day or at every week. So that 3 4 days would be spent in GTs, and the rest 5 days would be buffer days in which you can just complete the subject that you have left or some of the videos that you have.
All right. So, broadly, we have told you the overall timeline for every revision. Then we've also given you a subject-wise tentative timeline, and we've also given you how to create a planner for yourself. You can either create it in the form of the calendar or the three-column strategy that we have discussed. Now, we are just sharing with you how to approach an individual subject. For example, suppose you're starting with biochemistry and you have given it 4 days, and you have decided that okay, you'll do your rapid revision notes, you'll solve the previous year questions in your first cycle of reading. So, firstly, you start with solving the past 3 4 years previous year questions. That will give you an idea that what are the previous year topics and how are they asked from that particular subject. Then you go on to your base notes. So, whatever videos you have to watch, whatever main notes you have to see, or the rapid revision notes, whatever you have to do, then you go to the main notes. Then you solve your previous year questions, whatever remaining is there. So, the rest 5 6 years of NEET PG, 5 years of INICT, and if you have time, you should also aim for at least 2 years of FMG paper because FMG questions are repeated a lot in NEET PG. Then this is only and only if you still have time in the given allotted time window, you can go for a subject-wise test for that subject so as to gain a completion for that subject. Now, this is often the question when to do the BTR or DBT or TND or any other short source, concise source. So this all is done once your base is prepared, when your main notes, your video lectures are done. Then you do it in the next cycle of revision you're following.
Um, One thing I would like to say is ki don't try to skip the videos. You can just you can't just directly go to the notes. In the first revision, try to see the videos, or if you are just going for an offline coaching, just try to attend it. And post that, you can just directly go to the notes. And another thing is, ki, as rightly said, try to make your 20th copy or another thing like DVT, Vibe, or BTR in the subsequent cycles. Just focus on the videos and your concepts in the first revision.
Yeah. I've also already created a video on the resources that I followed for each subject, and I've also explained the concept of base and floor in that, so you may watch it as well. Anything, and again, this all these tentative timelines that we have given, this is just according to what we felt is the right thing. But feel free to, of course, modify it according to wherever you are in your preparation strategy because nobody knows your preparation level better than yourself. So, first, assess your strategy and you can always implement changes and make changes in that intermittently. And feel free to reach out to us. Sir has his own YouTube channel as well. I'll give the link below. And this is my YouTube channel, and I also have a Telegram channel, so feel free to reach out to me on that as well. All right, thank you so much. All the best, guys.